Well, here we are at the Beetle Barn. It's the 24th of November. Typical overcast afternoon time. My day job is related to retail in a way, so I've been working like a nut for the last couple days. So anyway, but now I'm back out here Saturday, and this go-kart thing, still fooling with it. Anyway, we always started on a block of wood, I guess you can see there, get that wheel up off the ground, and we found that it starts better if you give it a little throttle when you choke it. So thing is, when you do that, the wheel wants to go because it's centrifugal clutch. So rather than, you know, trying to off this thing and make people carry a block of wood around with them to play with it, decided I'm going to make some kind of a kickstand thing on it. I've been pondering it for, I don't know, 15 minutes or so now. Anyway, I kind of have an idea, and I'm fixing to try to build a kickstand, so we'll see how all that works out. Well, this thing has a static axle, I guess you'd call it that. It's welded to the frame there, because you have a coaster over here and then your drive wheel over there. Anyway, this kickstand thing I'm thinking about, I'm going to go ahead and put underneath the engine there on the drive side of this cart, so we can just kind of prop that wheel up off the ground when we want to start it. Anyway, so I'm figuring if I get it up off the ground 1 inch to 1.5 inches, that's plenty on pavement, and then if you're on the dirt, you'll have to throw a chunk of wood under it so it doesn't sink into the ground. But I can adjust the height on what I'm building here afterwards anyway. So what I need to do is to find a piece of pipe that is a little bit larger diameter than the axle there, to use as my pivot, and then I'll have to cut it all up to get it around there, weld it back together and whatnot. But anyway, so I'm going to start gathering materials here out of the scrap pile. Okay, I guess the plan, whatever I build for this thing, I'm going to try to put right in between here and here on this axle. Being as I have this square tube here and then this round frame tube, I can use those as a stop. So when I have the cart up on the stand, I'm going to go a little bit over center towards the front of the cart, and I can use these two rails on the other side of the axle here as the stop for this to rest on. And then I'll have a piece of tube up over the top here to use as just the pivot right here. So it'll pivot up and then down around the axle right here. So I got to find a piece of pipe that's just larger than this so it'll slip around it. Although I can't get it end to end and get it in here, what I'm fixing to do is go ahead and cut a chunk that passes here and here, both sides, cut it down the middle or slightly more than. We'll have to see about my pivot action here where I want to cut it. And then I'll use a piece of the same tube and cut a band to go up over the top to you know, finish the tube piece. And then I'll just weld a seam on both sides to keep it there. And then it'll be spring loaded so that once you kick it up, it'll stay up out of the way towards the back of the cart. Anyway, we'll have to see how it all works out. It's still a concept, and anyway, I'll have to find some materials. Well, I got a couple pieces cut here, so I've kind of got a concept going. You can see I got it up on a block here now. Get it up out of the way anyway, and move in a little bit. You can kind of see what I'm going to do here. I got this piece cut here, which I think I'm in the picture. This here will go up between these two guys, and this will basically be the bottom of my pivot on that axle. And what my thought is, I've got my kickstand bit here, is when I get down and over centered toward the front of the car, maybe we'll back that out just a bit. Wide out. Okay. So I've got my one piece here cut. Then this piece here, this tube, you can see I've got a curve on it. Will fit around. This will be my kickstand when I'm done. When it pivots down and gets over centered towards the front, the way I've got this cut, hopefully if I weld it right, this here, this long edge will dead end on the front side of this bar and this bar, and so it fits up in here kind of like this, and it'll rotate around. This position would be just in the rest position when the kickstand is sticking out back here, and then you'll be able to kick it down, pull the cart back, go around over center, and then that locks on the front side of these two, on the front of the axle, and locks so that you're in the upright position. And then once you get the thing started up, you just push it forward, and the spring ought to kick that kickstand back up out of the way. So we'll see how it all ends up in the end. I'm fixing to measure the length I need here, you know, and be over centered toward the front of the cart. I don't know if this is making any sense. Towards the front of the cart. Anyway, so I'm going to figure out where I got to weld this kickstand onto my piece so I'm over centered when it's engaged, and then we'll sort it out from there. Well, I went ahead and welded that first piece on there, and see if we can get a better look at it. Where are we? Back out, there we go. And let's see if I can hold shit steady here. There we go. There it is. And I'm actually reasonably happy with it. I don't think it's going to break off of there. I plan on putting an additional brace on the stop side anyway. This is all rusty metal, but I ground the rust off where I welded. So it's all attached to good metal anyway, and it's pretty strong. So I think it's going to work out fine. I'm going to cut my little brace piece and play around with it a little more and see what I come up with. Well, next day out here, Sunday, I think it's the 25th. Anyway, I got interrupted, and that was the end of that, and I don't know where I ended up. So I'll show you what I got going on here so far. Got this peg leg here. It's still longer than it needs to be, but you can see up here what I've done. And so I'm going to put a spring on it, and hopefully when you want to put it up on the kickstand to start it or whatever, you just push your foot here and grab the bar and pull it backwards, pull the cart backwards up onto the peg leg here. I have to fix my stops yet a little bit. I want to go a little further forward, so it's a little over center towards the rear. But anyway, I've got this strap here up between these two bars so it won't go side to side, and shoulder back here to rest on these on the front side. Anyway, you can see it goes up and down pretty good. I'm going to add a support from down about here up and over the top to the back side on the leg here itself, a little extra strength, and we'll see how it all works out. I'll come back in a bit. Well, I'm back again. I got things in there and ground down to the stop. Go in a little ways and I can kind of show you sort of how it is. Anyway, got things ground down, so I got my stop here down below, and it's a little bit over center towards the front. So Anyway, I may have to adjust it once I get the cart on the ground and cut the leg off and see where it goes. But anyway, now I'm building this piece, which is a piece of strap. It's going to go up over the top and down, and then you can see I got it curved here to fit around the post there, so it'll be an extra brace for some strength. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on. I drilled some holes up in the top of it so it'll be spot welded up on top and then welded to the post. So it ought to work out pretty good. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm working on, and we'll see how it all works out. Alright, we'll take a look at it now. I got that strap welded on there, and I'll first show you kind of what it is. Anyway, so she goes up or down, back up again. I gotta put a spring on it to keep it up there when we're running. But you can see I got this strap now welded up and over the top and down to the back. Let's see here. Go ahead. I guess you can look at the weld there. And kind of a pain to weld this thing now that it's all on the cart. You know, welding upside down and stuff is really a pain, but they're working out all right. Guess we can see it. Anyway, so that's that thing for now. Figure out a spring mechanism next. Well, Sunday afternoon out here at the Beetle Barn, you can see I've been busy. Got a mess going on the floor, tools pretty much everywhere, and still over here on the bench and blah blah blah. Anyway, this kickstand affair, I got the final product here. We'll give a quick shot. You can see the camera will focus. Okay, we got a foot on it now, let's go ahead and set this here. Anyway, right up here, and then it runs on down. Got a spring right up here on top. It's actually to a little bolt there, a little screw, 1/4-20 welded on up there. The extra strap and everything for strength, and you can see what goes on there. Comes around. Anyway, the spring hooks around this 1/4-20 screw on one end, and then we'll move around to the other side. Give you a shot of the foot of that thing now. Still rusty and whatnot. I'm going to clean it all up and paint it. Probably paint it green. I'll just brush it since it's down underneath. But anyway, it's got a pretty good foot.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Oregon Guy 302 there on the camera. We'll do a quick little demonstration here. This kickstand thing. It's right down here, and basically just put it down on the ground there and kind of kick and lean the cart right up on the kickstand, and then you're freewheeling. You can play with it, get it running the way you want it, idling down so it'll sit still for you. And then when you're ready to go, you just kind of push it forward off the stand, and the stand returns to where it belongs, and you're ready to go. Anyway, thanks for watching.